minutes past the hour of 7 meeting at the Amansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. You just join us at Kessben TV. Memo watching Emo Akwaba. Saso and I will join here at 92.9. Medawa say Saudi will feed you at 92.9.
Memo watching Emo Akwaba about Kessben 92.9 and I feel so a Kessben TV swore. Kessben Maakye Sunye meeting at the Amansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. And I may catch you say in a day a dafo ewo wabra boom and until was on no pay ya boya wo ewie die sorry waka na fa kukudru enante nenye gidi se eye den a erade ebeye amaw eno gidi u breakthrough ebeba so sorry na fa wo fidie no eto 92.9 and after so Kessben TV on DSTV channel 364 and then on Go TV channel 121 meeting at the Amansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah.
Yes, 7 meeting lady on Manson for Kojo Preko Dankwah from now to 9:45. Me no be this age me dey we na a holiday ma ekuafo nyina ntie na ye celebrate ye na ye hwekwan be fa so ye beboa ama kuayo etumi akoso yie ewo oman mu ha pa adonti ne mene Derek Befi na fe so abrantie kechi kwabna bedu so betena se na fe ye di nkomoni ahwede ekọ ene de ebe nyina obetimi do WhatsApp messages na fe so text messages na so aba na making kind nyina eso ama on DSTV channel channel 364 na fe so on Go channel 121 and then on Facebook Kessben 92.9 Kessben 92.9 me pacho comment like na share page you know na bibia obde beto obia no metimi akan nyina so ama na ya hwede ekọ ene de ebe nyina ma me kwa homa so na fe yinde start ending komo the hwede ekọ when it comes to agriculture ewo Ghana hanomo saying ene ekọ for so many years yada so eka agriculture ho asem kwan be fa so e betumi ama improvement abemo na ama farmers no so ahenha na Ghana fo nya timamufo so no ye ho atoye na face no import no anase export no etumi akoyie ama ye pa eno ntino me kwa homa so na me ne kwa kodi nkomo na me ne Honorable Dr. Isaac Yaw Opoku MP for Offenso South and I face was a ranking member a committee on food, agriculture and cocoa affairs. You know encoding komo. Na yen hwe kwan be fa so ene kwan a empokra no subsequent government will now afaso anomo faso aboa ama kuayo etumi akoyie pa ana edimo ewo Ghana memo hanman ho komo ene okakodi sisi Honorable Maakye about Kessben TV and I face so Kessben 92.9.
Just Kojo.
Mijiri say bibia boko de.
Am ya dum Kojo na mpaibo ya ho ye pa. Patro na muso ya.
Erade adum yeso yeguso nkakrakra. Ya ho ontene. Ya da se pa say ya fro ni no babedi nkomo na yeso yesuande kakra afimo. Na clearly obi catch me nra say what is so good to really celebrate when it comes to agric funny say ene babe celebrate farmers. Is there something good that we need to celebrate about Anna?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course. Kojona Ebe adecho na unsakwa no nya bibi kakra to yefun mu a say no ano no. Nti akuafo de say nya wo mu a enka ye ni bebeti. Nti akuafo de we need to celebrate them. We really need to celebrate them. Na ya na me kura me bisa me ho say ye celebrate kura na wo say award this kura kakra bi o. Anso akuafo nyina no mo nyina no na enkresen ka yetumi reward won and so mo numbers ninti and ya na ya salati kakre but we should find an ingenuity be way be a betumi dey celebrate na wo nyina hu say ampa ma wo mo recognition ya bo ma baso nti Kojo say ya celebrate wo mo there is really important.
Okay, very well.
And then Kojo usa minim tamaye wo na yene Africa kray 1983 Ghana ye kwa ahochire mu pa ahochire mu pa samre no che se aduane a wonim die kura wo bedi ye wonim die kura wo bedi bibia na je say yesi we wonu ebe sei banche wo de haban we gu so ebedane bode di ball kura wo betumi anu aye ne sei je say Kojo aduane a Ghana ha nyina hye eno nti na ma ye introduce sa farmers day yo then e be a waking yen na yen san kọ sa ahokyere no emu ebiemu nti akua for de Ghana ha em se enkese se enka yetumi bo mu nyina baso pa
eno printing na ma bebisa o se clearly wo hwe fiti time a wo kan fi 83 ho eba babisi semre ye ka se even before 83 kra no obetumi akansi so se okuani no. Has the nation really celebrated the farmer? Senior full say or minor agric or minor. Yet to me celebrate the ordinary farmer ni ye pa.
Akakra. So and I make us a 1985 no. Kakra somewhere na near mania the microphone na yanketin and aqua and aqua the say it to me. Emma nia odi kan no yetumi emma no edan enti yakoye nim kakra enso Kojo wiase nyina sani amekan ne hunu se sebe aduane ene hia pa onya ba bi daye onya ntome freye na mo aduane de ontumi nka se watna sia be se bosome wini die ontumi survive so anunti na ye wo agreement bi ya Africa Ghana ya sign ya friend no Malabo declaration and Malabo agreement enti omo sign to that agreement ni nyina no necessary enka the national budget no obia committee anye yekura no 10% wo national budget ni nyina o nti memfa ne say so national budget no ye 100 billion as a senka would make 10 billion as agriculture. Anye yikra, sani ebe yanka, kuyeni bia ebitumi support womu ye, na nka hanga dia, ebi yente nka kura ewo Ghana. Enzo Kojo die ni yehu. Adie ni yehu, oba Ghana ha, ya sign onto the agreement, no, say, niyame womu nyina no yepinesu yebe diso, and you have committed 10% of the national budget into agriculture. No? What we commit is less than 1%. What we commit into agriculture is less than 1%. Now, it will shock you. Last year, 2025, government here allocated 2.9 billion to the agricultural sector.
Okay.
And not doing about 1.4. But the at the end of September, third quarter, now Biden releases 16.67% pay.
Out of the 2.9 billion.
Out of the 2.9, no release 16. September, no release 16.67% pay. 16.67% pay.
Wow.
As at September. And see, they say what they say. Bro buso wote siase mo abuso akwadwo tumuda niema miensa na amasa ade no aba ye di kan ye lack etiri na ye yie ye toso mienu ye favorable weather etiri na ye yie but ne toso miensa ye excessive importation emo a ene ye a wohunu bebre ni nyina aban no ye bibia o wo de se tenase na wonya minister na busa ne se edi importe pa na 2025 omo yeye ni omo kene nyina no we do this ye di dua ye di twa nkokon ketenkete farmer service center we no we but ni nyina no omo an committee wo mo ho anye bibia ha Kojo wo man committee wo mo ho anye bibia o me bobo ni ama ne bi so kirewa ka ukura nka yom behyew abana yese maize seed yere be ma akuafo no
yeah
omo budget say omo be ma akuafo 5,000 metric tons omo tili ma omo nyina ya 2,000 metric tons and to the core percentage mo a 40% per
and what was the problem? What was the shortfall there?
Sika.
Okay.
Sika. Omuka say rice seed no ye de be ma akuafo adua no. Ombema wo 10,000 metric tons. Kojo wo 1,000 per 10%.
Wow.
Enti mo a ene aburu abui every one. Akuafo no amodembo ene weather na na ye no ene ya import to bebre abegu country no. Ya import bill last year nkwa $3.5 billion. Wow. Import nanka ya si aduane ya buso nka we import to bebre den. Import bill nkwa 3.5 billion. What do you mean we fertilizer omuka say omubeto 395,786 metric tons. Kojo to 50,000 per.
Wow.
Na udra burade ane haje pa na yefen 4 ami wem no. O say bon na mebebi omato agusu bebre. Abane yese obeto 45,000 liters of insecticide. 45,000 liters o. Kojo auto zero. Not auto zero. Zero. Ranking member na make say auto zero. Kojo waka say your Freddy bio rational insecticide. I don't know in kilograms. You the control so fall army worms na. Kojo say obeto 30,000 kilograms. Kojo auto zero. Zero. And see kakra bi anana na Dankwah atwagu ho a na aka no 2024 handing over news na edema wo mo no na aka 11,992 liters and 280 kilograms eno ape no mo distribute ye eno ape eno mo distribute ye omo ka say ye be ye farmers service centers otie ye ya bodi kakraka the whole of 2025 no ya 2 among bakokra afi 2026 year me ne wo ka say ubusa omo say 50 no kura no omo so omo be ye no busa omo say e fa hen de wo na no ye hia wo omo ye busa omo say mon fa list no mayen ye hunu se bia offenso south 50 no yaka ho offenso north 50 no yaka ho kwabre 50 no yaka ho omo say afi no omo ye selection no e be ye wo December wo ene yo selection ko omo nyeye na kojo wonya kwan a na wonya adaje a ya budget no be paragraph 954 unya adaje be na farmer service centers no list no wo ho.
Yeah, but I think my memory serves me right. They are saying
combine harvesters.
Yes.
Combine harvesters. District be abenya ba akopɛ. Na bi a wo say one stop hub. Yes, okɔ wa obenya bibia. Combine harvester ye ba akopɛ o, obenya ba akopɛ. Na Kojo Preko ukọ na wo kokoje a na me ya poku me konam so me kope bia bere na me sa aka bi ade ye one stop hub no na no kura no Kojo de list print to ho list no print to ho next year ba be kan ho asam wo be kono dodo a wo motoye
na bo some inject in the 2026 budget they inject almost about 690 million Ghana cedis
for na make us say wo do an odo nwira e bi nwo
only GDA said 2026 budget will deal with this. I'm talking about
almost and I'm saying almost agree with the agriculture no nkwampo. Almost located 2.9 billion.
Yes.
And I'm saying at the end of September, third quarter,
they delivered 16.67%.
Now, almost release yama woman 16.67%.
Yes.
And I know my release. So, minister and the bush and some bois. One book no that
But ordinary Ghanaian, yeah, but ordinary Ghanaian will say, it's one of the facts I think the real picture will look good in 2026 so that farmers will enjoy that percentage increment in all these facilities I will come and say, because if I see 690 million to be designated for establishing and equipping over 50 farmer service centers with almost about 4,000 machines, including machines combined harvester, and then looking at food security and price stability.
Kojo na me say na okay na ede. Omo kan sa 2025 no. Farmer service center no say wontumi nya. Say na me kan me submission no so bia utie me. Na me ka say where the bia eso a wontumi spell no. Mentro. So afei no aba. Enti so wo hye o niam, wo hye niam no say afei no aba nti we ni ene meye. So we no meye. But na me ka say nkokon kete no kura no. Nka afi ba ko atwom e de. Nka e be ko anim na ko ye nkokon medium. So yetime nya nkokon kete saa nka so se nkokon no etime ko na anim kakra. Ba ko John America no say what is so 2025 no a omo excitement omo ni age say aduane ebo no busa omo say specifically e de pote pa na omo ye. And the match say sika de ma wo no at the end of September it moves 16% depend year release. Now we minister and the no bet me dey. At the end no bet me dey. And the bia ni wa omo eye on say kwani bia na celebrate wo na make us say to me celebrate wo mo nyina.
Yes.
Ade e bet me dey aboa akuafo pa no ene se na e be manage post harvest. Ghana ha production and kasa de enya de a hayen yetime produce aduane na anti production no there and said that major challenge. The major challenge that we have in this country post harvest management.
Yes.
Yetime do tomatoes na abebu na akuafo nya tofo. The following year no mabamabu na tomatoes ekofo. Yetime do abro na abebu na akuafo nya tofo. The following year no na production ekofo. Yetime don no baye ne bebre cashew na ye nya tofo na ama akuafo no abamu abu. Afi aban say wama buffer stock 100 million. So on fanto nia
I mean the excess is
100 million. E die ne beye.
One of
100 million. What was saying?
Oh anyahwe.
Anyway, na minister ewo Peace FM so me amitie no and I say abana san release 200 million. Na no oba ya e be hia no ye committee ye hia no buzan say 200 million away o si o afi no mo ye ho nkrata. So na ni am person me kan it tru pa no and say the solution no sustainable solution no ye betumi e de beef up sa excess stock no enye tie buffer stock monto excess buffer stock monto omotra no mo de ayeden so anon ti associate to me enya processing so me ye tomato farmer na me name say me will guarantee price me produce enhame me say me produce 1,000 crates kura ne bo no ye say me kwa koton so na buffer stock tomatoes omota omudi ko sin for how long jene omukota omudi ko sin for how long so bro ne ayi kura no when treating ye pa na se mo abemu a se ya kura no na asai eno ntina na do Dankwah ka se enka district bia no yenhwe se ye betumi enya factory back.
And how effective was that?
Come again, sir.
How effective was that around that time?
The policy was good. So the policy was good. And I did be an ocean here. Said the union in so and the policy no a good no yet to make us say within a year or 2 or 4 no crown every district be a factory. You bet me a can. My friend says I come down be offense so techimine and then in patem no say tomato na mo don kese pa ya besi tomato processing plant back ewo ho so na akuafo no anya gidie wo me yakene nyina bom nti policy no was very good but it didn't mean say within twinkle of an eye no ibenya every district bia benya ne factory
but o check percentage wise
processing no ya process ya ne yakase ye tonia store na beden na ayeyesa na even storage kura no busa omo so buy omo timesi back pa na 11 no na na do start here no ena nyame adom omo so omo complete and dem bo mabaso.
Okay, so I was even going to ask, into Oshe percentage wise, in terms of these factories, and then you know, and these areas now, Oshe, be a very, active, me know, and
oh, it be active. Say, we call a central region where almost fruit, back home, very effective.
Okay.
So very effective. Almost say I buy no and say I buy no and ebe yo. Now buy no facilitative. So or facilitative for the private sector no. So until me fan say they be ana me kura na me bisa say na offense so da be ni benya idea, da be ni benya idea. But say unya obi, unya private investor bi na or no be na buy no a facilitative ama no. So until say ni American no the policy was but I didn't mean say and when you na ubenya bi wo ba bia. But bibia bia no ye toa so a ebeboa.
Okay.
So yetumi anya sa processing no dia da bia no ebeye up and down ebe fluctuate sa ekosoro na aba form.
Ebe de say mo committee ne betumi ahwema the obroni kind of agricultural glut, you know, the issue of now boboso, you know, which comes with the post harvest losses, you know, that comes with transportation facilities, that comes with the market imbalance, ne womunanka buying betumi intervene manka and nyema beba market, you know, who can adjust the prices nanka kwani no so enya ni sika sene fata ne nyina no mo betumi ahwe ne nyina man. But more quick two questions and person can do one has to do with the concerns cocoa farmers, you know, for instance. I mean, this cocoa scholarship and then what we say free SHS Abantia a man or ever seen koye. Do you think, sir, truly we have served the ordinary cocoa farmer and I said ordinary farmer no year when it comes to scholarship and man and omoma kanina?
Yo, me that's scholarship na eduru baby I want say senior American ye Ghana for a dos entinya dia ye betumi ama obi a benefit nti obi wo na wanya bia na ebi obeka asem bia asabe na ebi anya nokre na ode agu ebi a adwuma no efi na cocoa board scholarship no da bia ha no ye omo be award a ye ma committee eco district to districts. Omko district bia ekoye interview. So until nya no krese ebia omo tinkan kwa na yama your friend say adwuma your for scholarship. Of course, let me also be honest, say scholarship no na a cocoa board staff no so omo ye adwuma your for no so no omo so yama wo mo bi. So until say no omo ye no say na a quota. So okay. And says Amreno na some districts omo produce cocoa pa Jaboso produce cocoa pa enchi produce cocoa pa enti quota enti memfa say obi ewo memfa me akora me district any example obi wo offense na onya aggregate bi abe 9 so na obi wo enchi na onya ne ba nya aggregate be 11 the probability say engineer no benya scholarship no be asin offense no high. So and na your quota system and every district be a benefit.
Okay.
But of course now it was not possible to serve everybody.
Okay.
Then you know say oh yeah the ma omo enko for your cocoa for na you know cresa. But now your quota ya the ma cocoa board workers and your work near dodo no edema akuafo and you know dey na eyepa eboa papa sebe ye no mana ye ni bi emi ame wo Yankopon adum samre na minim obia me ye common entrance be imprensa me ye kan ma me so ni score dem imprensa obuso offense ni bi obeka akere wo me ye imprensa me nya obia odem be committee me ko shed dem na me su so and the cocoa board for and no me for the me wura mu kran sana me nya scholarship. So and boa me pa na na sabe me wo ha me ne wo edi nkomoy and the scholarship on there now they tried to be as fair as possible nje na nya no krese e bi o me de ma non cocoa farmers.
Okay. The last one I mean baby has to do with food inflation. Now, they are telling us to say inflation about form generally, I mean 6.3%. Now, OSHA food inflation almost say a fee 9.5% in October, up by 6.6% in November. Says here no price drops up when it comes to vegetables, fish, tubers, fruiting na. Uhunisa ewo market na.
Yes and no. It depends on where you buy from.
Okay.
Now, but generally, I think I relatively stable.
Okay.
Now, say a natural phenomenon.
Okay.
So, say a brew is a muy aba. Say you make important to be power. So, I'm whether no favorable. We call water region no more. Jane no money at the adin no aba. And see no correct say no say aduane wo. But natural. Once aduane no akuafo aya amano adoso no de wontumi enkipu say any processing plants no wo. It's natural no
I mean, in your line of answering questions, and why are you still sticking to say, oh, a natural? Are you therefore saying, say, I mean, the whole of 2025 eating into 2026? I buy it as a ultimate far be just a zero and so you seeing it as a natural atmosphere that is truly bringing us a
sometimes words of encouragement so eboa.
Okay.
But in terms of sending omudishim pan there, nebusa almost say ebia wo de fa ba ko say bia bro abafom e de na mo ye. So almost a minister or take key office around March, April thereabout. Okay. So somewhere or na family season grana starting to dear potting pa and omudishim.
Okay.
Would they union and Obusan say, would they just take one crop? Nebusan said, dear potting pa and normally shame.
Okay.
Catch also dear, Yamakia for maize seed. But I almost say, Yama maize, send them with the mouth. One of my figure natural. Obi the spiritual, no waka. So out of 5,000, 2,000 pennies with the mouth. Rice seed out of 10,000, 1,000 pennies with the mouth. Fertilizer, our budget is on better 395,000, 50,000 per normal toy. In terms of plant protection, man insecticide, the Bakufra manto 1 liter comment to be. The credit and the and normal distribute to you.
Okay.
In Yamiadum and Yamea Domina weather good. But by and large, importations no esopa, no eson. When producers no dim koma na rice association for bi omo ba ho so no almost so importation no so pa and a challenge back e wo ho they say want to export restrictions wo ho so honti akuafo no a produce me maize nka jakane tete wo pa na dia nka bi kura nka neighboring countries me say o me export me maize ni kakra nko na nka ama glass no eco form stabilize a price but now farmers cannot export. They are importing but we cannot export.
Very well.
Very well. And challenge but the name of the abubu akwam dey so hwe dia enka kama o dey say omunye sika no and omo dey so you we are to forcing but dia anya agree nkwa all the ministries are sovereign only release sika no only release and now sika so we know a 2025 budget and this one to me exhaust now afeno so it goes back to chest.
That's no.
It goes back to chest.
Yeah.
One would be sending American, one would be 2.9. So now asset is September no they were releasing in 16.67%. Aka 1 quarter pill. So aka 1 quarter do the 3 quarters not divided.
All right.
Idia na bit media and when Tina Sani money be brave make us a farmer service center no or year no last in my baby with the unya dadia for omo manifesto in the film. On the agriculture no.
Okay.
Pray almost to me.
Okay.
Almost to me.
All right. Honorable, yes, we are
that. Me come for some man. Offensive 42 any offensive work we are for. E bo mo nyina baso nya menhira wo mo akuafo nyina vegetable farmers, cereals, grains, livestock, poultry, Womunyina tree crop obia fisher force womunyina ye bo womunyina baso ye ma womunyina eyiko nyame nhira womu ene adwuma pa omu de support Ghana man nyame nhira womunyina
erade so nhira pa so on yeso edi
nkomo Kessben esa me shada ba ho ankaza
no premier ye adwuma ne edi nkomo pa
ai next week or two me ba offense so ameto afa ho na and me fro na ya shuttle time boy. Myself, okay.
All right. Yene a honorable doctor, offensive MP, Dr. Isaac Yao Opoku, and no AD and Komono, or a ranking member committee on food, agriculture, and cocoa affairs in no AD and Komono. 13 minutes past the hour of 8 a.m. meeting at a Mansan soon for Kojo Preko Dankwah to me the way your WhatsApp messages in our face, or text messages in our swaba, you're back in kind na ama. So clearly, Honorable Isaac Yao Opoku of the MPP, associate ranking member of a Committee of Food and Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs, say excessive importation. Koso ewo mine mu ye pa ma eniema enshada enkoye ma the ordinary cocoa and I say farmer no na kwani no wo mu hanom no. He's looking at almost about 3.5 billion and na ye import ba on mining, which is too high. Ma eniema enshada enkoye sa ma the cocoa the kwani no owo Oduaduane ma no na afi ohwe emaye no eno so ho nsam nyina no yedi enho enkomo ewo via Derek wetie
ranking member
yes
of offenso South MP ana metin pa na honorable you also be ba ha o se me constituency ameba wo se we say ye wa ha Accra ha o kaza free Accra ha no kasa fa we say Kumase. Me back constituency me bo modern na to afa ho. E ba jo honorable Accra here the next week no aba. General honorable Akasa.
Yes, Wakasa.
Na me de say Okasa no o de abakosem kakra to ho. Na ma memfa bi ento aso. General say wo hwe said de honorable Kasa no say Farmers Day. Yes, I see 1985. Afi apem ahenkron e de wotwe enum. Ana Ghana Farmers Day shasiye na nentia enam so ema Farmers Day ne ba ye ne say general kombi ba ye sa brande ka chi do we nanim asem 1982 83 komba ya maduan ho ye de pa o my Ghana mu sa bre no sebe onu abanche kura na nye yem say ye nkola ye ba omo e ka kire ba ka kire mu de omu nim se
na edikam
na ni nyina na edi na no ana eboa ye anase mpenifo hwe ye ase no said ye ekom no AC Econo enti 1985 anom ye say no Provisional National Defense Council for and set committee behwe na akuafo a sebe wo mo etimi do no baye ma etimi contribute to 30% no ebetumi aboa ne abo wo mo abaso ti general na ekom yi said si baye Eastern region osino ana omo ho kire omo pa history na bakosam ne kire sa enti one first Farmers Day di kan ye osino ana course wo ana ye si no Eastern region ana 86 ana omo chance first Farmers Day December bia eda edikan enti general ye have Farmers Day no di odikan first Farmers Day course wo si no unuma de a wonya onya radio Wellington boot ana sekan
what hold on mommy I breaking common be the package but mama fa win kan wan sa you be delay kakra on that one it person me wie no na fe but it has to do with the OSP.
Okay.
OSP matters here.
Oh, okay. So,
because in parliament
yes,
parliamentarians in bebre na no akasa enyema bebre won ho
minority whip and no we crowd a graphic the by say a minority whip any majority whip in United to safre no so mna me yinsem bia no efa yura openia ye chi no enanu ye Martin Kpebu na wo mra no mechire because ase ne wode tumi bi wode mra bi hye ne nsem enti we the both side nyina na say on beto nsafre no na wo ba be yinsem bia
majority so mo abolish office no cry
but rocks in the raises
da fiamako
the raises are there no yes but me ba no be some I don't know which position you would take
okay
on
OSPD no you be agree kede but OSPD person o the two I
okay
me person me humu me no yen scrap office no and now so say nipa na oye panyini na oda no no na yenyini si nchen emu de he ana yeba bedi ho nkomo but yen kwa agrek ne back wo ho na yenni enkomo we na afi yenyi agrek ni fi na afi yemra OSP matters no has to do with honorable Kwame Gakpe NDC vice chairman Emma Food Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs or some say MP for Keta you know ending nkomo emfa ho Farmers Day ne but yen share the cost wo ya kasa bibri afa ho but we need to look at the direction the way forward almost omode MI honorable Moachi Emma Kwaba eba Kessben TV na face Kessben 92.9 so
thank you also na mo so won to
eradia dom kakra yegusu ankasa nice answer na babe na me ne Dr. Isaac Yaw Opoku who is also a ranking member of the same committee. I was saying MP for Finso Edin Komo Bebre and bibi o sha se fi ye no yes or commend this Koko Mr. Koko Kwiafo aye adwuma ama enema etumi akoyi ama ye pa and indeed say ye betumi ahwo mo na ya boama ne metumi akoyi no akakakra ayese ye koso ne ye ma eye Kwiafo no na almost omutumi kom anim ye first of also feel say eye Koko farmers na say eye Kwiafo na nkasa no ye ne omadi ne yie ewo ye omemu ha
hello
what mean kan okay na me bisa say ugidi ye say eye Kwiafo ye ne omadi ne yie ewo eye omanga na mu
yes you know that farmers in our part of the world people feel say nkrofo amam go school omo ye drop out omo ye in fund no say omo ye free but things have changed
okay
okama no ya o say farmers no omo na ye tika force ena Ghana so omo dia omo niama na the gatekeepers the bucket kings no omo na say omo bebre but this year, God have been so good to us. So, it was raining throughout from January to December. It is raining. And we have a lot of drought where a lot of rice farmers are complaining about markets, tomatoes for, onion for, maize, a lot of food in abundance.
Yes.
And can I buy way? When I say buy way there, I buy Papa. And see President Mahama directed some 100 million Ghana cedis so that the buffer stock, food buffer stock for the moppy excess no market. But when they mop on, you see the food they bought rice, maize, and gas, still food in the system. And the President Mahama directed some 200 million Ghana cedis. So that for buffer stock, so that they will from the as when the procure.
Ojina ye kakra ma yem so online twetwe si kakra wadama.
Process no. Once Ghana emrano ejuma, ejuma on to me a Jania Abo agreement who the crack or who continue no. So, based on that, the President Mahama released 200 million. You said that the process is ongoing as I speak to you, the procurement process, to select the buyers. So, NKBR, the excess food, they will start mopping them again.
Okay.
In addition to that, this year, Farmers Day, the unique about it is that now government is trying to bring the researchers from universities and then the researchers closer to the farmers. And we are currently in who as I speak to you.
Yeah.
And then this year, the farmers, they'll be awarding best research institution. Our country, they'll be awarding that. So as I speak to you, it's currently ongoing to see which of the institutions are doing a lot of research the best. So that will also happen. Okay. And then in addition to that, this year you can see that a lot of things are going very well. Just 10 months government have distributed a lot of fertilizers, and then they have and then when you see the current budget, a lot of things in the current budget. For instance, Ghana, we are talking about the red gold, where we talk about oil palm plantation, which government have dedicated $500 million for such a project is going to take off. Government have allocated money for fisheries ministry, where aquaculture is the key. Even though aquaculture also buying this car at all. So a lot is going to happen next year in terms of agriculture.
Okay, so clearly for next year there's hope for the ordinary farmer or the Ghanaian farmer. But the MP for Offenso South, Honorable Dr. Isaac Opoku Menini Dinkomwan, had said that 2025 even ending coming down to year 2026 in Sebi, the government did not do much for the agri sector. One of them also has to do with, for instance,
maybe 8 years or more power, years. Inflation could do 56. As I speak to you, inflation is about 6.3. What is he talking about? When he left office, inflation was 23%. But as I speak to you, and then one of the critical areas, my inflation echoes through, is based on food inflation.
Yes, food inflation.
Yes, I've gone down.
It has gone down to 6.6%.
Yes. So what are they talking about? You see, 8 months, just 10 months now. Look at how the country is moving.
He's saying it is true nature, of which you also in your initial statement has said that we had a lot of rains. This year, so it has really positioned food and then the farmer very well. So that is where he was coming from. Say, Enuntino.
Yeah, but if you have the time I did not have rain. I did not have rain. Or the time there it was irrigation. Even now, this government is going to put a lot of investment into irrigation because we want to farm from January to December. We don't want to depend on the mercy of the weather. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
So we are renovating some existing dams and then as well as going to build another dam. So look at the era. Kwalugu Multipurpose Dam was giving over $100 million for that project to take off. And then government have released $12 million for that project. But when you go to the site, even a bottle or a stone, you will not see it. So where is the $12 million? These are matters we are going to interrogate. So, in fact, they don't have even the moral decadence to even talk about agric in this sector. One district, one factory, one village, one dam, any plant for food, ecosystem. I don't assume. Yeah, so those are the things. Those are the things that the government didn't do well about. So this government have taken, the people of Ghana have voted for a progressive government, and the government is doing its best. So no amount of this less than a year, all those things they are saying will not wash. Under their watch, they are not able to position agric and the farmers well. So this is a government who think about the people. This is a government that cares about the people. And so we are on course, and then we will not allow anybody to divert our attention from the focus. We are very focused, and we know what we are doing for Ghanaians.
There are too many positive things that are happening. 6.6% as we speak in November is food inflation, as against 9.5% in October, which is good. We're talking about the glut, where we're talking about solution to it, where Buffer is giving money to, help in terms of the post-harvest losses within the space, looking at the reduced profitability and then financial difficulties the farmers will go through, government, share abwa and all that. But tell us, what is the solution to this excessive importation in the country when it comes to food?
Yeah, you know that Ghana peasant farming we are doing. We are not doing commercial farming as we used to. So now the government is promoting commercial farming and mechanized farming. and then that one will bring a lot of food. And then another thing that we need to invest in, and the government is going to invest in very well here, is that we are talking about the value chain. You know, we are not, the value chain, we are not doing a lot about that place, where we add value to our raw materials, add value to the produce. That is an area we are going to actually invest in, where we add value. And you know that Ghanaians have certain things. For instance, local rice is in the market, the perfume rice is in the market, but we have to promote it and package it and rebrand it. If we take any foreign sacks, we put made in Ghana rice in it, people will buy. But this attitude and mentality and things for foreign rice is acquired during the chain. So people don't know. And when we are able to educate the people, they know about the nutrient level of the Ghana rice. They know about the benefits they are going to derive from Ghana, produce from Ghana. They are gradually warming up, and then the phrase in terms of catching eat Ghana food. Now the phrase is food grow Ghana food, and the hard currency that we use to send to Amanoni to go and buy food stuff and things will remain in this country. And that is why we are urging everybody, including everybody in this country, this Christmas season, who pursues rice, the chair workers, any Wodofunuma. This is the time you buy made in Ghana rice and give them out. Myself, I'll buy Ghana rice. More of my colleagues are also going to buy Ghana rice. And then the currency that we stay in the country. So, to be truthful to you, is a value addition that we are talking about. And that will make it. And then, Ghanaians, this is acquired by a certain period of time. So now, when they start promotion and all that, at the end of the day, for instance, let me give you an example. In my home, when I send local rice, my children don't eat, my wife don't eat it. And then I also continue buying. I don't buy the foreign rice. It came to a point they acquired it. Now they eat Afipa rice. And anytime I buy Afipa rice, at the same time in the home, when I put brown bread, they don't want to eat the brown bread. They say it's not good. It's not nice. It doesn't taste. And it will be there, left there, and it gets spoiled. I throw it away. I buy the same thing again. I continue doing that. Now they are used to it. They are used to it.
It's true.
Yeah, so this is how we should go.
So consistency will work. I'm so honorable line. I be but
hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
So I'll say okay.
This is how we should go.
Okay, all right. Honorable, you better say Radin Shaw, and have a good day at home today.
All right.
All right. That's it. The Honorable Kwame Gakwe, or vice chairman, Emma Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs, or Parliament, or Sansu MP for Keita, and also Ede Nedie Abba, and the TCC, and 30 minutes past the hour over 8 a.m. Young call a Parliament. Now, what really transpired when it comes to the OSP, and I feel so the office of the OSP and the OSP man himself, Uraki Sejapeng, what really transpired our Parliament. The Nkotie now face no Yenshe on Kessben TV. Babaka, Nababidi Nkomo.
Speaker, we are saying that the office of the Special Prosecutor has abused its powers in this matter. And I will not hesitate. I will not hesitate to say that this house, we created the office. And the office of the special, if we to abrogate it, we may have to abrogate it. Because we cannot create such an office to handle important matters of concern to the state, and you'll be detaining citizens that you have invited willingly, they've submitted themselves willingly, and you detain them because on a certain supposed obstruction of a public officer from performing a certain duty. That is a misdemeanor.
Honorable Chief Whip.
So, Mr. Speaker, let me place this matter on record. That this House, we shall be inviting him to come and brief the House the circumstances under which he will detain a citizen under such flimsy, whimsical circumstances. It is untenable. And yesterday, his conduct was frowned upon by the entire nation. By the entire nation. So I just have to place this matter on record for today. I thank you for the opportunity.
Honorable Majority Chief Whip, you came under Order 93, but it was wrong time. We normally invoke Order 93 during statement time. Now you've gone past statement time, we are coming to do government business, and we are bringing this discussion again. Anyway, I'll invite one person from this side, Honorable Kojo Preko, to comment on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I would have wished that the business committee would have properly programmed this so that it would have been part of the earlier conversations. The subject that the Chief Whip on the majority side has raised is an important matter. But in my view, Mr. Speaker, it is not about the Office of the Special Prosecutor. It is about a culture that has crept into the investigative and law enforcement bodies in this country, where they invite you and...
All right, enti the course so our parliament and na wo share na face wuti e 92 point. Na me kwa homa so na me ne eye Adam Senanum or ye anti-corruption campaigner. Ye no ending komo emfa eye this matters that has to do with the OSP and then the office. Na fe yemra back this year. Adam, morning and welcome to Kessben 92.9 and then Kessben TV.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning, and I'm sure all is well.
All is very well.
Today is Farmers' Day.
Yes, we congratulate the farmers who continue very quietly to ensure that we have food on our table. We pray that Galamsey doesn't totally undermine their effort, because now we have concerns about what we eat and where we get it from.
We thank God for that. Now, let's head straight to the OSP matters and the issues that have been raised so far. It is not today, but now it is crippling into Parliament, where now Majority Chief Whips, the MPs are now calling for the scrap of the office, or probably take out the person who is the chief or probably the head of the OSP. Now, clearly, which one do you think, as an anti-corruption campaigner, we should be doing? Is it the entire organization, institution called the OSP, or probably singling out the head of the OSP to be removed, or the two?
This is an either or, but let me add none of the above.
Okay.
From where I sit, it's none of the above. You see, we have enormous respect for our colleagues in Parliament, the legislators. But you need to understand that that office was set up specifically because politically exposed persons continue to engage in impunity. And historically, we never found the Attorney General capable of holding his peers accountable.
Okay.
And so there's a certain way I think the legislature should be cautious. They came in, the current government came in on the back of a lot of goodwill, which was mainly because we were Ghana was a crime scene, so much corruption and things were going wrong. Now we seem to be having a drama stage where persons are saying things that you know that maybe the entirety of Ghana is behind them. That's not fact. We are happy with the Office of the Special Prosecutor as an establishment put in place to ensure that high-level crime, those politically exposed, who, because power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely, begin to think we can do things with impunity. So this idea that they want to scrap it, they themselves will be doing overreach. That is not the will of the people, and they should begin to talk like that. They should be cautious. This is a very sensitive matter. As to whether the special prosecutor actually overreached and did something. I mean, the language was some people it's because the person is another lawyer. What are the facts? Has anybody established whether, and given the fact that it's an office full of lawyers, I'll be surprised if they very openly breach the existing law on what can be done to do detentions. I did hear some lawyers actually around the position because anybody else who had done taking those actions or behaved that way, the person will long have been, detained. So I don't think it's either A or B situation. From what I see, the moment is none of the above until the facts of what actually transpired are fully established compared with the law, and we can say that the SP and his office, because mind you, I don't think that the SP himself was engaged in any of these interrogations. It must have been his senior staff who were taking these actions and do a certain conclusion. At the end of the day, obviously, they will have his consent, but they must have drawn a certain conclusion and made certain recommendations. So the office of the special prosecutor is important to us, specifically because of the political actors who are now speaking. And it seems to me that we should be careful. They're not suggesting that they don't want to be accountable. How often have both sides agreed on things, except for when it is in their own interest? Look at the historical record. When both sides of the legislative divide agree, it's usually their interest. Even the narrative in Parliament, when Kojo raised this one, when it was our people and we're raising it, you didn't mind that is one of your own. That tells us a story that this is all about themselves. I think they should be very careful. Otherwise, the goodwill and the social capital with which this government is in place and the whole idea of a risk that could be called into question. Because perhaps some people don't want accountability and therefore they want to engage in. They themselves are suggesting that they will scrap the office. That is overreach. That is abusing the powers we've given them if they thought about that. Because that definitely would not be reflecting what many of us, we are just patriots of this country, want the right thing done.
But if you can really stand well, your line was a little bit, there were some hitches in it there and all that. But
I'm sorry.
Clearly, it looks as if the credibility of the office of the OSP is little by little diminishing with the perception that we keep up. Certain people calling for it, keep putting in the minds of the Ghanaians that, listen, we give you, we give you a lot of budget, we've given you a lot of money, we don't see anything, you touch on this, we don't see anything, you touch on that, we don't see anything. What at all has your own institution done in fighting? Then we'll bring in the kind of rights issue. Then they will bring in too many other issues, really crippling the credibility of the office of the OSP. Is it not standing the test of time to make President or probably look into certain petitions that are coming in front of him to say that, listen, we need to get it off because the people are not happy with the way things are running?
And that's very unfortunate. In fact, listening to the majority speaker, the majority leader, I was a bit concerned because quite a number of things he said are not factual. Not factual, so much so that even if you went to the OSP side, you would know that OSP, there are at least 7 convictions they have. They have saved this country over 5 billion. They have over 33 cases in court. And the 5 billion I'm talking about does not include monies, that losses they have prevented. So sometimes you are listening to these political actors on media platforms, and we worry. They want to rehash an old narrative, which probably up to about 2023 was true. But what was the watershed or landmark situation in 2023? In the last quarter of 2023, the OSP for the first time was given the capacity to interview and recruit about 249 persons.
Yes.
So to all extents and purposes, that office had its, let's say, full complement of staff that they could work with from January 2024. You want to do a realistic analysis, therefore. That office is barely 2 years old. Mm-hmm. Barely 2 years old.
Yes,
in terms of having the manpower to do the kind of investigations across board.
Sure.
And yet, and don't forget that unlike its compatriot or peer institutions, YOCO, BNI, CID, you mentioned them, AGs.
Yes, AG.
This is new. It's new. So you are building the institution, identifying officers, putting in place infrastructure. So when they do financial comparisons, we put a lot of money in. That is comparing apples with carrots.
Okay.
Because unlike church that has existed, has a building, has the facilities, and so if you're giving them money, it is like we say, it is recurrent expenditure.
Mm-hmm.
This one is not recurring. It is capital investment first before you look at recurrent expenditure.
Okay.
So there's so much that is being put out there which is untruthful and factual that we can only say that this is all a campaign to make sure that the single most important institution established to hold our politically exposed persons accountable is destroyed. And that's unfortunate because, otherwise, if you look at the facts, look, we have said over and over again that in Ghana, it takes an average of 2 to 7 years to complete a case.
Yes.
Guess what? If it takes an average of 2 to 7 years, on what basis someone said that they have not even won any cases when they have won 7 cases in this period? On what basis? When we all say that the reason we are asking for specialized courts, as they have in Kenya, they have as many as 12 specialized anti-corruption courts, where you have a deadline of 6 months to finish cases.
Okay.
And those courts don't sit this week and say, come back next month. They sit daily on the same issue. The target is that you can't go beyond the 6 months.
Wow.
We don't have that infrastructure. And we are expecting that the OSP should produce magic. There are so many reasons why listening to the legislature yesterday, as I said, we have an enormous respect for them. But you could see, first of all, even the procedure for raising the issue. There appears to be some chaos because they said they came out at 93, but that was not the right point. And when Kojo also started speaking, said he wished this had been properly laid, etc., etc. They themselves seem to just have pushed the issue. And then when they spoke about it, you could see the personal interest elements there. That's not equity before the law. Would every other citizen have been allowed to do this and get away? How often have we done this and gotten away with it? I don't know. All I'm saying is that we need to be cautious. At the same time, I think this also builds our jurisprudence because we've not had this before where an individual is challenging an anti-graft agency of this nature. He's invited. We seem to be confused as to can the agency invite a person and get facts. I don't see that problem because in the U.S., for example, where you've had several cases of policing and anti-graft or not picking people up, the first thing is for that police department or unit, depending on the state, to do an internal investigation. And the internal investigation will include if they have body cameras, that evidence, the person's own statement, etc. And then you draw a conclusion as to whether internally certain mistakes have been made. So this is all maybe new terrain because it's the first time. It's the first time we've had an office of a special prosecutor. Yes. So we are now developing the jurisprudence, developing the context. And I get excited at these things because if we do it right, we develop the models that will protect this country for the future. As I reflected on this, one of the things I remember was how on TV3, I think I was excited thinking through how when the former president initiated an investigation against his former president, and we had a special prosecutor who finished the case within the tenure of His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and presented a report that the government of the day and the party of the day was most likely not going to like because they exonerated the previous president. But they submitted that report before the end of the tenure. And it takes remarkable people to be able to trigger, to do the investigation complete and say, you know what, but I still find a person You know, I mean, I think people who want to suggest that this is an incompetent person must be forgetting history. You know, I thought that was a landmark thing which we celebrated. In this country of Ghana, a sitting president initiated corruption claims against a previous one in this country, and the investigation was done, completed, and the person who was submitting it wasn't afraid to submit to the government of the day and say that, you know, this person you have said so a government official one has done nothing wrong. It takes remarkable persons to go through all these processes. I think sometimes we like to focus on the negative too much. My take is that this is a concerted effort to pull down an institution which is critical to holding accountable leaders, especially the politically exposed ones. And I don't think that we should encourage that. We should be cautious.
Okay. Another argument that keeps, running in between has to do with the OSP's office versus the Attorney General's office. The issue of the other side, i.e., the government in power, shifting focus in saying that, listen, the oral, was done. Attorney General needs to also prosecute. For almost about a year, I should say, December marks up a year, we have also not seen any effective person that has been under the oral investigations also taken to court and jailed. Now you are now looking at the OSP, making it look like they have also not done anything when it comes to dealing with Kenu Furata's issue and all that. It looks as if, like you rightly said, both sides are now shifting focus, shifting blame, and making it more look nicer for a certain agency or probably a ministry, and then looking at a certain agency to look bad, and then make it more or less like, no, this is what it is, so let's take it off.
That's neither here nor there. The historical record, all of us in civil society, whether you talk to Franklin Kojo Asante, you talk to Kofi Bentel, talk to, just name them, talk to Samson, we will all tell you that the historical record show that the AG has never been able to hold accountable its own. So we intentionally crafted Act 959. Indeed, if we have a constitutional review, we should properly set up the special prosecutor under the Constitution to do the job. That is what we will expect. I expect that it should be part of the constitutional recommendation at the moment. The AGs must focus on what they can do as advisors to government. But government has so much influence that if you allow the prosecution of government people to be at the behest of the advisor to government, it will never happen. So this attempt to try and suggest that the OSP should come under AG, this is a non-starter.
Okay.
If you look at the historical records, we understand that will not work for this country. We need a properly independent special prosecutor. Unfortunately, the constitutional reforms that would have allowed that to happen wasn't open at the time. And so the arrangement, and I still give a lot of credit to His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo for doing that. That moved our frontiers forward. We needed that. We really needed that. Indeed, without that office, the clearance that was given to government of Shawan, then they allowed us to get through the election period, would not have happened. Because the investigation had to finish for us to be clear that this individual hasn't engaged himself in something that then, as it were, compromises his ability to be the first man of the nation. And we forget these very important facts. So I don't see that AG and OSP responsibility overlap, if anything at all. I was expecting that with the oral thing, there's so much work that it should be spread to give some to OSP, give some to Yoko, give some to even maybe private lawyers who have a certain incentive to investigate so that you can deal with the cases as quickly and sequentially as possible so that they don't take forever. So rather than trying to say everything has now been given back to the AG, let's rather bring on board other institutions of state that have the capacity and are working.
Okay.
In our Okonjo Iweala said it, the former head of the World Trade Organization, that when you fight corruption, corruption fights back. And that's what we see, that many more maybe cases OSP is handling is stepping on the toes of persons who may have political affiliation And so they are now using the political channel to try and, acquaint something that all of us understand that this is important for the health of our nation. So they should not believe their own narrative that every Ghanaian is aligning with them. That is not the case at all.
Right.
We don't think that this is something that, in fact, it's a bit embarrassing when they talk that way, that the office has done nothing. Have they looked at the evidence? Have they looked at what has been done even in the last 2 years since they had their full complement of staff? The narrative they are giving is not a representation of the true facts. So we say they should exercise caution.
Okay.
They should not leave the impression that they do not want to be held accountable, because that's the only conclusion we will draw. Since it is a bipartisan position at the moment, which doesn't make sense because of the mandate of that office, they should be careful that we don't begin to suspect that they just want to undermine the hopes and aspirations of Ghanaians.
Very well. Thank you so much for talking to us. We're grateful.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Adam Sanano anti-corruption campaign and 53 minutes past hour of 8. Me nkodi nkomo na me ne eso heba fo ndi nkomo wie na fe metisi Derek and afe so ketche so a che say yapon na ebie phone lines no na mo so match mo adwen afa ho me sure say the Derek eager to deal with the parliament the name say eager part
papa no kra waka ni nyina azo mi trim
then I go so kan no
but kakra wan be kan wan
Matthias ye ni nkomo ye ni eso heba fo ni nkomo wie pe na fe maba moso e wo honom eso bibia boko de
wade na darum
ye the radiase and that's your farmers day equiafor da intino then I be catch them the kind.
Oh, if we afford it, omoda o man ni nyina akoma so. Esan say ni ebedi ne ni ebenya energy di akoye nnwuma so de farmers nana e de ebreye. Ye hre say nyankopon be show mo de na aman penifo nso so I invest in that sector because they need it and they deserve it. And so as a country, because I believe that the country can develop through agriculture.
Sure.
Because many countries have done it. We all equally deserve it. So happy Farmers Day to every farmer out there. Nemum say what dona we see ya no abama eso heba hospital.
And no nya sem no sisi no nti omomra wo ho.
Yes, ye oil aye ya shada aye for joint pains and waist pains what the stressful body now and the maximum energy for you to continue your work the following day. And you are doing a queer for him. I feel munina where you juma brenti bra na eso heba hospital and wow. Yes, I drew in a form of detox. And it was a farmers they use a lot of agrochemicals near there. And if say all the year and why you form jumana, why inhaling bia come na ye detoxify body no. Send your benya new energy to provide food for the country. When him say eso heba there, what ye yanka na just say asempa nko an ye den nam. Na anopa me say sebe wo fa o tro kronkron na wa hyase e kan say wo ye sofo so wo ye asori ba na wo hu David na aye wo te say Davia me pa chow ebo kokko say eni ya to choma wo wiase han no problem ya ba ho eno na eso heba hospital sebra na beje ne natural eye drop yi bi na fa so wani no so na ya de bia me kan so okwan a eso heba hospital e fa so di ni dwuma no ya na e down so kra isan say yenim say aniyare no ansa na e be establish no ho no ne bibi e hya ase enu ntini ye de ye treat the root cause of yare no ne esa ma wo ne obidi begu ani no so a ekwa ensa ma biem enti wo hwa obi obeba ho bia no ye ma eye drop ni bia ye sa ma wo ne obenonom a ebe kwakwakwo yiyi amamman ne nyamanyama free nipadua no wonim say ye wo nerves a edi emoja aduani mu ahoden ekwa ani no so enti say emu esisi a anase ntin mu totwoma na entimi ema moja eni afusane nkwa ani no so a na hyese ede ohaw kese abapa enti yenim saa ntin ye ma wo ne obenonom a ebekwa kwa wo ntimu ne wo nerves ya edi moja kwa ani no so ema se ye the eye drop ni gu ani no so a aye effective ye obibi a ye fe no diabetic retinopathy eno no ye diabetes 4 bia no esanse asikyire no edoso won nipadua no munti no eya na mpempi no ekoha wani no eno na eso heba hospital se bra me ma diabetes edro no na me sa ma no odi begu ani no so a ani no bete a ekwa emma biem sanso na we ye fe bibi hypertensive retinopathy mo a pressure ewo mo so no pressure na wieye edi aniyare ye den ebe ka ho esanse eso heba hospital ye ni mo dinti no ye ma hypertension adro no ne ye ma no odi begu ani no so a wani no how ni nyina be fi wono ma ekwa emma biem na me fa akonya we so say unim say this month ye observe World AIDS Day. World AIDS Day na statistics no dey ababonten na wo hwɛ se ne HIV nsɛm etie wo Ghana hanom na me pacho ehu pa enti so wo pese wo hu status a wo ba eso heba hospital a ye beboa wo wo hu status me pacho ye withdraw a ye do beto so for 3 good months ama wa achieve viral suppression na viral load beba as not detected. I tried and tested. Yet they are more than 100 people I yield the results. But when him say yare because of social stigma I attached to it and untino. Yentimi more dance here on a public space and untino. Fire number is ne fre ni no one komo. A draw hono ma yet the beboa ma achieve viral suppression. Our viral load beba as not detected. Once we enroll on medication now, within some few months, we will say symptoms I with that face say, oh sorry, no pass a bread, nasa wanya fever. I said rashes a big good body no hunyina. We will say within 1 month, not those symptoms and as that take off. By the time at 3 months and a bed end, no one achieve viral suppression viral load. Test beba as not detected. We will nyan baby. I just say eso heba hospital. Me pacho we are using this thing to remind because this month in your observing World is the and to say bibisa ewo so a me pacho second chance abama. Now second chance no eso heba hospital. Ya wakra amasaman Stadium Junction and yewo. Me pacho nan saying no credi ntino ya mpese ye bebie branches bebre ya branch ye ba akopɛ oba se ne doctor ansa benya adaje ahwɛ wundi ne branch ye ba akopɛ pa cho hwɛ ne so mame Accra Amasama Stadium Junction ene ye wo ye ni bebi a me pa cho se aniyare pa cataract pa na ba beso so eso heba hospital me pa cho this week hu amanfo edi adanse a obi any yare 12 years ni obi die 20 years ni obi die 30 years ni na nyankopon nam eso heba hospital so esa ni yare a me pacho ese wani ensa o ka kire se glaucoma pressure pa na ba be dan ni no so a me pacho eso heba hospital nko na obi tua consultation fee ye obi bia ye sa hwe 2 hours a wuntua hwe eno na adanse no kra start no esa say ye de eye drop no gu ani no so na obi hu say wasati yi flames ene amamman free wani ase yes evidence obi a wa try eye drop ni bia nim ne amikan esa say hwe ani no wo drainage system gutters na esi with time who age no any activities in musie ko wani other fumes wo ka exhaust yi bi ebe nyina no ese yani ha carbons ye ewure yani asi na esi drainage system ni si kakra who say dey bia no there is a fluid that ewo ani no so and it doesn't cease production dey bia about to lubricate ani no na eye na ejuma wi a I say efa drainage system na eden body ni eyigu abonten etise na edwo wanu munso na ebe produce urine saa enete na se drainage system be ebe fa akono emu sisi a enso no be se aka ani no so na the pressure aba betu ani no so eno no broni fe no glaucoma no me pa cho eso heba hospital get the hydropb eso wani no so a na a start a clear drainage system no mu eyiyi flames ni nyina ba ema sebe pressure na eda wani no so no ebekọ me pacho ye no ye nya operation we are restoring your natural sight yemfa artificial lens bia entu wani no so ntize wutie me na ye the artificial lens atoso a say one eye we can save the other one for you but ye the artificial na akotoso no we cannot do anything about it ye do no natural so we are restoring your natural sight for you me pacho ni yare ya pa enu nti entena se enye mre nkenten so entena se enye ho Thomas tuanamo ne ba ebra Accra Amasama Stadium Junction also hwe Eso Herbal Hospital me pacho abofra kwa de obeba Okada drivers food vendors ewo hodum nyina agi Eso Herbal Hospital edi esanse ye nyuma panti udu hono ma ubisa wo se me ko Eso Herbal Hospital ye be kirew ye number ye didi dwuma ne me pacho hyene nsoma me ne frɛ na gi nkyeremu bia se direction na wo pa ye de be ma ye dwuma from Monday to Saturday anopa 7 am ni a hye dwuma ase 5 pm ni edi dwuma ne nyina abawiye eti se wo frechire na wo ba me pacho simun ntem so wo fi northern regional obetimi ayisu night bus by 7 am ne a hye dwuma ase eye first come first serve obaye na ne ahwe pa na wo kɔ Eso Herbal Hospital say Jesus Christ is the only healer enti na nwenwe okwan e fa so ayare ne baaye wo dia ne se wo betu gidie anamo abra Eso Herbal Hospital ayewo Accra Amasama Stadium Junction ehɔ ne yedi endwuma ye ni branch wo ba bia ye wo branch wo ba bia ye bɛka kyerɛ mo enti ema obi mfa 6 and na 9 frɛ number yi sesi a na gi nkyerɛmu bi a wo pɛ 0555 me patcho 5 ne amiensa 52 92 53 me patcho mi tina manumu biem 0555 52 92 53 yawo Accra Amasama Stadium Junction ye adwuma from Monday to Saturday anopa 7 am ni a hye adwuma ase anwumre 5 pm ni edi adwuma nyina bawiye eye first come first serve Eso Herbal Hospital say Jesus Christ is the only healer me pacho enye mre nkata so bra ni ehwew na also benya wayaresa
okay yada say Eso Herbal for yada masi bebre se moso mobile and indeed do check it time and 4 minutes past the hour of 9 am obisa good morning Kojo lawyer Martin Pebu should quickly sue OSP Kusi Ejabeng for unlawful arrest and Mr. President should scrap the office because it is not doing anything good in this country. My name is Elembele Bruno. Onosone dia ode ebaye eno no Eso Herbal for yada masi bebre some by I fi je na manama why na me fama eye oyare for no na fi onko hono onko show so Derek yaba
excuse
yaba
me
yaba na udi nkomo fa agriculture
na meka ene eyekuafo dey agriculture no and say farmers day no e shase 1986 85 na ye constitute ye provisional national defense council and ye momo akwanya momo ye ni nyina ye 82 83 komo e baaye a kom no etumi ende 84 and yes no said the ekuafo etumi aboa a contribute by 30% and net aduanum na sa abre na yenya ya nti e wo say yes e wo say yetumi eboa na ye dwumadie bi a ebebo mo abaso the first one no e course Eastern region we see no this answer when e come pa na no de pa yi no ba ye say ya no munya aduane enie enti do di kan no unmade de man medical ka radio ene Wellington boots ene se kan de man no e ba nimu no a say ye nye nyame adom yetimi ma wo mo eye edan Adankra be miensa ye 3 bedroom houses baby a wo pɛ no ne akɔ esiama wo a nhye ne nyina ye kɔso na general de mani gye ho ne sɛ say omo agi eye best farmer ne nyina no na omo ye from 85 no eko na me man kwa na tanya na 2023 2024 ema etumi gibi 2024 best farmer overall no na yo ba a ifu afrempoma na ofri eye central region na abakusam kyerɛ sɛ 23 nso saa ɔno so na yɛ ɔba a ɔno nso charity akotia ɔno nso efiri ɛyɛ Agona West that was central ana 2024 no mu no ɔba na gi overall no Miami Krom Asante Achem Central praso ɔba nso na gi wɔ hɔ ni nyina no ohwe omu fie no a ɛyɛ de odikan no 75 years 57 years 51 years asa mabru no emfom ho ngi kuaye no je na onim de ntia de ntia ne sɛ yehwɛ sɛdeɛ ene emabunu no ye eager to get quick money ye pesika tentem pa but ya na me nhyɛ da emblemi wo mo no so sɛdeɛ ɛyɛ MP ne kan no ye hekua na ye ne sɛ be obi a wanko school obi a wanye sei eno ye den but still that so youth in trim eti de mesre ne sɛ sɛdeɛ emabunu no say from 75 57 51 as eteba ya mo body say be hye emabru ne den na o mo akokuaye no mu mo esan say unemployment na say dodo no ade o mu hye kuaye mu yie na ya resource o mo e mo ye na ehu say e bia ka kire kwabra badu a wo ha yi won na di overall best farmer nimfie no o de ka kire kwade so wanyini nimfie no mfa me na me di overall best farmer manya mfie sia best aduanan what you say na magia e be say obi ono nso fifia wo ba say Derek age dia ene me so me yire me ho a metumi age na ni nyina mu no age say ye so mabru na sen general anti akuaye de ene ye mamu amupa
okay and one issue na omo boss wana managing who ya me for say the hu komo ya has to do with the issue of he say ye kra aduane ba from enkoko be 18 months and catch the 18 months 1 year is supposed near the abania be chi near inti tese kroma yentumi meka se yendu ankoko yentumi enye nkoko
yentumi yan
kosua yentumi fidi just 30 million
yes pe
etre ye kra if Brazil kra bi fi yi e bro kra no ne ye kra fi Brazil ba tese bro susu ntumi
nsu ye
esam na ye kra enye sam ho ankaro Ukraine and fla ne nyina nke ho ye ho nchire so why and so you see a Greek mine aden
na de ni kakra se Ghana ha ye team se bubu eyeta se ye wo ha na ye de abrugu akra be fifi
eti de Nyankopon de amaye nyine still
nyame yesira ye
fiti time boss you from 83
I would have say from 83 come by to 283 come by no 86 ye say o say there ye boa na kuaye no akonkan yi nyame adom akonkan yi sekuya no ye boa mu nyina na hyem ya galam se nkratu betwa wo because obi wo wa onim se dem di ka kan koko farmer bi wo wa ne ba be kosuku a chocolate ko ni bi da na se galam se fo aba se obegye na sa ase ama ne be 1 billion obegye na ka ho mu tugo ko ni nyina egu na makuya no che se asa manfo mo ho nhyeda enhyem yie di general ye besre na em se osaka biom se se ye ma omo akuafo no so import e bi nko eno na menti ase no kakra because ya na ye de enya no esua ana se broso
na de enya no se esua nti de bi
na esua na bi sa asai ajeno ha esua ana ebi esa asai
okay so the essay no has to do with and an can agricultural glut na post-harvest losses no
yes
ni nyina na ye transportation and ye can because nke timi badia anka ebege enough for us to feed
okay
na anka ebia de abroso wona abroso pa no na waka say ebia o dane no assign their core eye baby fofo because again if say you see tomatoes akoma dan ne dia kan na eye tomatoes so still ye call in Niger Burkina eco fine to suba dia na chese bibi eye wrong e wo hanom so we can't even add I'm say kitchen and kasa say you to me add any other thing to the raw one na ye di fi krom ha kono and that has been a problem
yes
as I say a solve na Niger na ho ne kofa Jennifer ye chere ho say Jenny ye to me ndia so just 35 probably 36 million Ghanaians ye to me ndia Jenny man so ama kako susu ye ko Niger e ko fa ba sisi ana mete se ntie se Africa de ye made na ye di ni kra no
ka huru nyina wele ni nyina ye ko
wele no kra no so no
wele ni nyina ye ko Niger ko fa bi ba
e ko fa ba
totobi
totobi so ye ko fa ba
se no ana wele na no madan totobi no nyina ko kra bi ba
me kai se the late Chema Rollins e kan se bi fa wele no mo bo yan paboa no mo di manum ana manum ana wele nasa
ye yi wele free mo de bi no
so wonu mi ode
so wache ni wele
ana mi kan wonu mi ode enti no wa wi ni nyina ama ne mpaboa kra onya bi se so it is true say you say aduane aba ebuso but enso yenom na say ye di ne dia na wo di bi kwama no ne a I don't know whether we can still get the trick in Nigeria for used to here when once upon a time they say listen mobia for rice bia you chrome na eka track so amontia they decided to do their honorable ekasa no meka kwame gape also no can be say Ghanaians ya kwa certain taste
yes
enti no so ofa Ghana de ba obi ampe so obi
dabi ana we dey say be before more
but the trick no you see and then there's no option mataba munia say come na bedo obedi so as akala say mommy I don't want this one
ebi ni ho a
obo so odinam ho a no asan ko bie so oni option
obedi kete be chiwa ma
ka chire mami ti on a Greek.
Okay, General Medase, Mami Sanchia Tifu be menade afofidenti, enya kwaima, and the so ya joined panel no na ye pensemu. General agriculture. Say kwambe fie di kan kra ma yenya history no. Ne nam so anti ne celebrity farmers day. Ma yemo akuafo nyina aba so ne yemo mayiku. In fact, Ghana economy no say general ebetimi agina ne na so a kuayo yentimi nyimfrim. Because per records no kuayo contribute about 44% of our labor force. Yes.
Afapa.
And even your total GDP nakasado cover about 18.8% of the country's total GDP no. Ye ka say GDP na ma ye wo mamu na ye ton de de kwa ma no de ni nyina titi free mu a ni ye mfa so a ibeja no titi free mu a ye mfa so agriculture contribute to a lot. But I said there have been successive governments obi aba oye ne famu de ade ba kwa me pese o man we ye di kwa yo be ya man yosem. General, under no circumstance should we politicize agriculture. But etona bia ne de ye amayosem. Now say I listen to Yerari Kopoku and the argument is omo modern chair abandadano so free omufo they will say so ya de. Where are we heading towards to? General, one thing here, Dr. Banfor saying echo parliament cooking can budget 2026 budget no. Sika we twa to wa ye de be agric would media this year and next year 2026 no. Media me who say a remarkable. At least 37.5% increase our last year budget no, because all the 2.2 billion Ghana cedis now towards the agric. And no kwano ubaka so ka abedie palm oil plantation and no kwa dey different no sika dey different. Me records no and I pay my checks no. Mechanization and modernization kwa the 690 million at all.
Yes, 690 million, yes.
Infrastructure development.
Yes.
828 million. And what we hear me pa the also you are making the point on a transportation.
Yeah.
I and you are gumulam by entimi from afie. Now ebetimi yem ya dia bafia transportation is the key. But you say 80 no. So we allocate 828 million Ghana cedis. Normally be constructive as 1,000 kilometer. E dia kwan a. Now I think that problem no. Ye hwekwan betimi afa so agye no ebe den. Ibesia no. Enti ye. Ne ye hwekwan se sika no ba bi e kɔ no. Omo hwɛ mfanya aduman pepepe. Men ko so obi botom obi nko diska no. And the bad sa ye de anu do nwura. Bi ngoye be ka ye diska ye say. Ana obi so na doctor man na ne kasa na o kasa Dr. Bafosi on release sika no. O man nko. Ye no yesa wo be budget so keke sika de. Wo betimi aboso ye be di 5 billion. Ye be di say. But when release man na nko a the purpose cannot be accomplished.
Because again, if say a pampa say the honorable Dr. Isaac Yaopoku say for instance 2.9 billion was devoted say the bear Greek now for check here no just about 16.67% per and I na say dia kan nyina na nkwa
enko na enya the juma say kokore the intended purpose no serve anya sa dia ene kwesi answer the same ololom he ene nkanka kura nkeye jena one ba ko pam de source on no one say yinkokon ketekete initiative no last I listened to one a man be no communicative no say the way President Mama during the campaign time or can some conference that anti some day sere ni ade who so kan nkokon ketekete but no kan kokoma ho asem na no wo kan no se kokoma na nyi be yam pedifo ndi grofo she that be sere na nkokon ketekete but say initiative we no obi abaka sanya ladabo bi opoa a laudable because already Kopoku kra say you know no by the year 2029 no, we can achieve 104% efficiency. That means no, there is no way ever can cook free man on Ghana. See it me papa general because I was said now okay it me cry my dear in a fear bruchiba.
Yeah my dear.
Ah
nantwie yam wade
Yamadia. Dia ditwi ase nyina ya.
Na eno kura ne betimi adi be se abosumi bebre ensuo no so ansa na beduro.
Ayawra wasam.
Betimi adi emire bebre.
Yes. Eti nkokwa keteketu omo allocate 245 million Ghana cedis for livestock program, which is laudable. Yehwefie ni huduma na national buffer stock omo so de yede call ho se be ya nnuani betimi preserve bi na in times of food shortages no more really ni nyina yehwe ni super pepe.
But also na one na ka se body
yeah.
Also preservation wo krom house so se yehwe ni ka ni.
Yes.
Yeah.
Se yehwe ni ka ni.
Nnuani say nnuani pro.
Enti sa na honorable kan ya opoku na e laudable so also be factories say na be ye betimi
adane ani no
na maye because see am no ka say mango abapa see am no ka say ya ja kokọ
dodo wa ho no Madina market ne guho bebe
yeah ara was some
there ya no so say omo ai jedifo no moton ade na hwana na ka
na America omo nte so
thank you
yes
I didn't say watermelon when it to pass ade no say
so no ayire so
and so o say one obeton no 50 Ghana cedis wo ye den o say no obeton
we are osmaboka
be cho baba nesi
osmaboka bi di dwamaboka
central fakon anim se se ekoyo interview na dwomu to say na ba na nye yen to ade yenye get it yenye wakofa body aba begu ho body no nki ye obeton ma eye green no wanton wo wa manabre abre susu a we increase price no wokoton miensa ana 2 or 50 cedis body ni ho na body mai na den wokwa wo se kokọ na asan ye no kra no pro yenye eso still o se sa no person oton
yenye ti January ya no but finally no say ye 2025 dey
2025 yeah
ha the 2024 national best farmer no na echian osu na osu echian brempon that 70-year-old man no win enti na ye so we betu na so best maintain
na ye tu no so idea ne de ma no and indeed omo win nyina no omo ne ma na de omo
de so far there obi a me complain
na osu echian receive 1 million Ghana cedis
another thing say eno no ye hwe say de be si dan ama 3 bedroom and so pa no na be kire ba bia wo pe
enti na de ne esi ma na wie
say bi obi wo ho a wo dan dada
ebia na me complain ni o me complain
because who say omo je best farmers ni na say omo nsem obi what you say
hono so ni
asem no
because I said ye ti ase but the ordinary one
na ono no na ho den no
so ye ne
we are talking about commercial farming not subsistence
but this happen I was starting commercial farming and na honorable Gakwe ka say see there abana he so ba be ye commercial farming and you commercial farming no omo na omo ti o sesi ya no omo ye omo de omo ready ye no what you say
in mo bi awado agro 20 acres 200 acres
yes
I know so e dia na ye no e ba se ye bo na ba so a
me nua me di na chi pe ye friend kwasi champon me di na chi me direct brother enro friend se kwabda na sese no me moko no aye yi o mato nsuo so ato kame pe 200 Ghana koto fertilizer kwede koguso tibe sane bi
ne de ne ye
oh ne de
ba de na anye ye
me de na anye ye
e free
wo ho o de ne nye o de ne
ba bia ko jasa so se na say ye bonsuo guso when dry season dru a person onya price na nsuo na da ho no nipa boni ni e kwa hwi nsuo na nadwo fa menya we okoyi nam wo tibe ko na nsuo na we
okay
how ni nyina
okay but we can tell say Galamsey has really also reduced farming.
Yes,
because koko aye tuegu.
Sana na America no.
Amanfo nuani a
ya say no. Na eno no so no ope farmers ni bi pe o. Sana na America say general ye hwe koko entumu ni ade ne afi na. Yes.
Ento he gold incentives na fe na media to so de na fe na ba wie na me ne kwa no kra so kra monto
yes
no kra so na san pro ene ma menyi sika ne na me komani mu
na unim per investigation ma say oto asase ma wie kra na omu to gold no a omo wo abo no omo ehoro no edu ta ma omo che kra o farmer no kra ya sa ma sika no sa wo share wo abo no mu se oto me ensa ne de ama se kokoro
wow
na unsu gidi oh ntia so mo Galamsey for no motivate farmers no more than the aban be ye
intina akwati say ajagefo ayesi ye nti omo kai Sana farmers in the
Sana
now they are torn between a galamsey and almost sikano.
Yes.
Any sikomunye fi a jumano muye. It is a jumano muye incentives in need baby or you know, it means that a ben de say money pana or best sesame move.
Not to be ready.
But the American so the Dutch and so you see how you know on so better warm.
Say we social media
Cano unyaji ene udididia onana no muso a eba no e dey na wo ba bedi.
And on top of it to crash so cra no aduane a bebre na so adua no
say no
yale
abam.
Oh yeah. Oh, sign 19
na zamia empat so asante atem central. Kon woni ade nya no mko nhwemu o mo say.
Talking about talking about contomere. Say we talk contomere no anya careful ah. Ubedi contomere na wanu nyina ya no eti ade beche no na uti so immune system no bibia trigger. Contomere
insesanka green and wood ni mo
ho no.
So why nya
e ma yare.
Ma di contomere to aso 3-4 times na di ade contomere na ya me no. And the confirm every complain last me TMPP communicated me. He was complaining same on a different network.
Wow. Hi, Jenny.
General, and some room, and we am so caught by. Oh, yeah. Now you're doing drinks. If I Santa, say if he found oh, yes. Now say Edru Brebi, Miami Crum, Asante, on board here. I will for you say, be a maker, but not the bank. Say if Ragoguana. The reason is almost what only fertilizer and Inti how about no oya and so dear and yet any other until so yes you say you are say no near so no papa no or ne I go body drew it just why and soto first we drew I go body the chip plantain chips who be said you 4 man on beka who got top body if I go body the plantain chips for nebeto because why and so until so yes jai san your man and ne agobode esa eba apeja no ho amanfo eni age ho
na apeja ya mining for so
ba ho de nyame mining ni ho ho na nso mo ye say amantina mo ni adom so mo mpene mo mpe you know mining no in general
na ka che ayi asene ede mpa na mudua
well achima sene de so far no media medimi hu nkrofo taye mokofuo ni bi pa okay mokofuo nkrofo ye de to so mienu koko dua ukoko ayefuo ma be koko mo ana enie market se banche ne board de no de I mean fala aha no so nkrofo dua pa abei palm plantation no so nkrofo ye ho adwuma eti I think say ho no bibia bi
na mutwa pamwan pa
oh yeah abetwa oh same kurase betwa abeda kakra na
betwa abeda
yeah in my 20s 19 20 21 year
what's here now the twa
oh say madam for be friend Breski or achima sene na no pobi otie fra achima sene bi anim no ontia de mame Breski yeah or a very nice gentleman no twa be ti not had it or mama di na chiko etimi ma betwa ye wo se kai di twa beneni nsafo yi
abena yebu ato na mutwa so
odi kan bu abena to ho yebu ato ho no na ye fra obutu owi ye fra bibi epo mekopo to abu abena to fo mawie ne ye nkase wabu a ye mu abe ye to abe ha ye de soso na eto na no o to abena o bo adam din o to abena o bo adam din se nya adam na ama ye adwumaden adam ne ha wo mo no ma ha ye to de wo soso ne basi ase Sadam.
Say ubonitri so ana so.
Ubonitri so. Enya no a. Kade ye beto abe. Sadam. What the Sadam sana benato from team.
Na kopo.
Ana yesi be bia abeto bi afi empoyem. Aba no puto de koto nsuom kra.
So ehwa na be po no.
Ehwa na be po.
Go ntimi nane no.
Enti eno ni asechire no no.
Yes.
Okay.
Say emu odu ntimi nane no.
Ya beto bi empoyem.
Ya beto bi no apo.
Ne po ne se wutwitwa. Eyi na wo ho no. Nka se na wo ho ye fe ne papa. Twitwa papa na wo ho no na wanya nanimu no. Na fi wa bomu ntokuru na wo de se ka atwa animu ye obi be fa no droben na de wuram eno na wo de penetrate ya the word is what penetration I like you
okay penetrate ya
good wo de penetrate na de danka ye fa no danka na wo de ahyase tie enu mu na nsa ne be so agu
danka na se na ye toa no kan sa ra manfo be hu
danka
ana toa
wo se kuko ro mo de yi na ye pot mo de netie ne ba danka ne de enye you know dey
na danka na ye de he
danka na ye say oh eya de na kora na ye de no mu ensanfuo no kora
kontoa
no ni mu aso ne ebua danka so ti danka no mu twa no round de ye kora no
okay na me kontoa sa na ye friend ye
mo friend kontoa okay
eso kuru bi
yes calabash bro for calabash yes no se kura na wono mu a they say the wa we koto da no so be kora e nyina kini kura ne koto ni nyina ti shell no I say that the thickness no grew
general na u busas
on two way you on two
okay
abeto de nya be sase what the dro ba wuram ana what the net kakra net mechanism na what the ahye so nti esone so gum na no na uja ho na eso ko
little
drops of water makes a mighty. Now when the little drops of water makes alcohol ocean.
Thank you.
Na alcohol gum. Na bomba. Na nipa money for me to be cotton sanonom.
Okay.
Go for any nipa money for me to be cotton sanonom. Oh, wa bra ho ya bere yin. Obekono ko bra nya cotton sane bia no. Na okofo mo no pese what bi bia na minim kwam be twa be ma kone na befuo mu a wato abeguram pese. Me duru ameye. Man, just a come back for just a place who knew Kessben. There's some shit. The boy be in Nagum, beast. And then the mayor and Sunny and and you are I want to go out that day. And then your body
and you could be said, Send a mature dear war a year a crony, and so a crony. Okay, when I'm craving national service.
Oh, I see.
And Tina mature dear. And I'm a teacher Kojo. Tina mature dear, and boys in the make call.
Oh, but the circle, I'm going to
say, I'm
going to
you could 2 million to your mantle. No, I train a Boba town no more. A job and then answer with DD. It don't make cost what me who. Enti say ye ko yia me hu bi ni wo but wo ka se wo yom se da bi me ni enti me wonom a ese se wonom na bi ni wo na
ade ade se wonom sa se wo de kura no sa ana eye nsafu yi na wa badwe no emfefim na fu kakra no awurade
enti na wo yudie no
o se da bi se wo se kura ne da no tu ba wie no na ensan kakra se fu kakra white no at 10
okay
which is one no sa
wait chambe
general na ubusa say abeno ye tene soro no ene ne o form eno de o form no ene ye abeno ana de o soro na ensanfu na de o soro doka
doka eno ye tonton
na ye nya free mu tonton na ye o soro na ye doka eno na eden eno de eden eno na so obewe a tete no mo de yamaku amane enchene jene Richard onim Richard apia sapon who say kwa utimi twa makobi you twa amane bi ni ade no experience from there
who so dura on kasa process no
eti eno de emu oden eno mu oden chensa afuo no na nsanfuo no udi ka twa no foforo a ede ene efe no ntunkum no eno ejanya nkan ye entu atwa wie na ade jakoka no wako fite no ansa na abeye ensafufuo
that's right
okay
eti akona nimu a na unya ne denden no na abaya de bia mfa so oso bebre
wo so mfi wo yusu word fite no omo ye
so be fite ko fite wa be
they what I say fite no kire na se ye
say you know the brepa tenen no
ye fere
tenen no wo so jana no ano a na wa pedro ben pipe na odi hugum na de wotu twa ni mu no a
kurasi ni
ye right yo abaya de bia e wo se pia ni kura ko ho yie because fa so bebre wo so bebre utwa bena ubetim da ye prayer
na mo se Malaysia for dia ye
oye oni ade
and I'm happy say
adwengu nso amunni
ye ni bi adwengu kra se kra me se da hu bie mu
na me kan munni
adwengu pa ni kontombe ni mankani
abeso fa so General, apart from ensanfuo na wunya film akwa Mexican
enioma benya
abena wukura no
akokoro ho
akokoro no boy no sama be wukura akokoro
na
mabe wukura akokoro
na nya akokoro nko a obenya somodwe obenya domo enso wo ho ni nyina ho abena se kra domo besanya domo
na bena san prawi na san fertilizer sasa abe obetimi abe
ni atena ho
Malaysia for e fa free ha ne call you
enwo
Samson be fa free ha ne call
enu de nya adwenwo so adwenwo
what you say ye nya mefen
adwenwo so de nke ye pa enso ye ni
na kenten ya nwin so no aben papa no
ya say nya praye enso wom
praye ai de pra
what you say enti de be biem general akuafo omanyame na akua ya na ko fiom ahomache pa bosuo na nsanso asa hyew ana osa General.
Usa.
Green.
They say what near.
Usa and Sansom. Ya wan Sansom on Sansom ne haban.
Haban. Ana usane aboa.
General.
Na so wa.
Friday my time no ya make fuo masem Friday.
Fuo masem.
Fuo masem.
Bro.
Kwasi this year. Kwasi this year. Another be. Ya bon ko wasa.
Mr. Host, my country called Ghana. It's only in Ghana that a Farmers' Day is a holiday for the teacher, but the Teachers' Day isn't a holiday for teacher. Do you think we can be serious with such priorities? Farmers' Day, where leaders are convinced to give best farmer Joy Daddy beaters, cutlass, Warrington boots, and other things which don't motivate the modern day farmer in any way. Can we take our leaders serious? But it is my prayer that the Lord perform his miracle among them for the automatic transformation. Orlando Papa from Echuma in Kransa. Doesn't really make meaning now. I mean, he says that Farmers Day, I'm a teacher for a different Teachers Day. Na Teachers Day, and your holiday, so I can say,
our point.
Yeah.
Farmers in the into your moon free, and they also celebrate.
Yeah, but AOS with the others. But this one says that good morning, Galamsey is in Ashanti Achim. Petience in Asante Achim North District. The Galamseyers have started in Petrachi or something. Yes. Petrachi, good. And they are destroying farmland and water bodies.
Okay.
The youth is fighting against the Galamseyers, but the chiefs and political heads are backing the Galamseyers. Please help spread the message to the world that what's your friends Petrachi and Asante Achim North District is suffering from Galamsey, and the community has no one to defend them. The Galamseyers have started arresting any community member who tries to stop. We need your help. The police are arresting the youth.
We are making a number.
A citizen of Pecheche.
Then I have the password back counter. Bamba fi kan na me pese me counter no. Bamba fi timi chen kan say Galamsey nkoso Asante Achim Pecheche.
Na but me can say
me ko ho. I have been there.
Me can say
I went to Asante Achim. Oboni that very day, don't people tell that man be na year. Oh yeah, where? Just the very day na me from the pono. Akwa baby akwa mbe fi ni abusua ne wo no. Me mama need to was I looked and behold I saw Galamsey going on.
Oh yes, Galamsey is going on. In Asante Achim Central. Okay. Amaka. Na obi na obetwa ntro. Okwa Asante Achim Central. Konongo Petiensa Benimase ene Bima. And no kase Pecheche.
Okay. Hey, we saw back. You see, hey, Derek. Oh shit, there is oil palm which produces incense.
Good.
Wait, fine. Toli yes, who shit Toli?
Who can say Asante Achim na?
That be I say abeno. I say there's oil palm which produces incense. I say na make us say.
Me say ensanfuo no eye abene de no ana doka eye tonton
eno ya adobe
tonton eno de no eno na wosoro no se na obusa say de wosoro ana de da form ana obusa de da form no eye abe ena ye ensanfuo no
okay
ana ya ensanfuo no ya tomato form doka na ye de kwosoro ofro wosoro no wa ye wosoro e bia no nipa kro ohun bi da eye kurasi asem ne ye ka no what you say ten nipa no so kan asem so e kurasi nipa
nipa
bia onim
nipa se onimu answer kurasi
you obi ne obi o
what if you 30 what say kurasi be 20 years what bankra be 10 we
kurasi ni
na udimi kan sem se wa be trankai
krabel tala ba ko di holiday floor kurasi a onye
make kura kokro adobe no de na kwa me kai no kwe eno no ade bi wo ho ye fe no meya etwawa
ya sa de twi silver ho
etwawa Oya kurasi ni chen. Daddy okika no. Uba tuni ya kurasi ni.
Yo. Ya think
buza nipa cross onim dibo.
Dibo.
Nipa cross.
Dibo do onim pa.
Onim dibo.
Masawa.
Dibo de so bi
na onim masawa.
Asanwa. Alasa.
Dabi.
Asawa.
De di anka no. Ye di anka ye da.
Kete.
Omo kire no.
Oh, this like
that about for you.
Is like investment as well. That
Me de di bi da.
Yeah. Eti e kan kura se match ro. Onim kokora, otu onim kokora. Onim kokora.
Onim kokora. Yes, then
bede.
Bede ana bede.
Enya bede. bɛda yɛyie ne sumuna so
bɛda nyɛ na yɛyie ne sumuna so
no bɛda na yɛyie ne sumuna so the reason is say okɔ wa fuom na akotu menkani obɔɔdeɛ na sɛ bia onyadeɛ mfanya utwa bɛdɛ no na odi agum abɛn na haban yes na kyekyere na de aba unya beduru fie wie pɛ uyi menkan ene waya no atona kwene bɔɔla so
kyesa ne ho hia biem
nti ase na de bɛdɛ na yɛyie ene bɔɔla so
nti wasa to na bi na mekenkan kase bɔ abiti hyem enye bɛda yɛyie ne sumina so na so ya ma bɛda yɛyie be sumina so ukɔ fa ne fie fo mba no ɔboa na abɛku fie na ɔba yɛyie ukɔ tona twene bɔɔla
so da nka fa nya den
sɛneɛ enka no kora na bia o pese o zatete no
mane na hɔ na kora no
da na sɛ die
medwitwa wi ana
dabi mi pa kora busa sa ni pa kora busa aka ba ye no un sɛ wo okwa kura ase a ye bɔ pata na ya hyɛ buro no wɔ so what ya sɛ wo hyɛ buro no wɔ so a enti ka ba ye kora betim sa de akata buro no so pata no so
jeje no so kakra
but the end result is that okwakoda
and the end
onya yiwie ya no de ya ne sɛ onya yiwie ya no na koto bɔɔla so no ahiri no what ya ohiri no o fa bia onya ne sɛ bia ba chom do to ha ohiri no
bɛda nkanyina yɛri sumina so
aboa wa wie
ade batan nkanyina duane ne kwadusini
ade batan
nkanyina duane ne kwadusini ade batan na duane yɛ de kwadusini na so bɛkɔ wiase no
obi nso sum kɔ hɛ nkwan sum kɔ hɛ owo
okay atias here
jera
ka be la misi shefi na no yɛ no meka o pebebu
na so bɛka bibia for OSP
esima ba ko pɛ mienu pɛ OSP
yes
na se badwafo no mo se sɛ yɛn scrape am se yɛn nyimfiri hɔ sɛ OSP no 2017 act 2017 na omo establish here na NPP amane kuo wo mo manifesto na wo so mo ba on be establish saa we
no
yes na mom wo mo yes on be independent body enti ebra na do ba ya appoint Yera Martin Amidu no Ghana fo ne je pa because now wo aban na ewom no ansa no ono eba papa ne be ye bia kina nimu ya no say ohwe ne o ma bia ekoso a enya de obetumi ayo ja to ho Yera kisi aja ben be fai papa ne baye no ese ye no eye papa ne kasa ye o mu a 5 billion Ghana cedis no otimi age ama yen waje ama yen yo enam amamfo a wo mo sebe o mo awia ye sika otimi age ana cases be 37 right ana sawo court a oguso a odi so mo se papa ne nya hwe de biem na nipa wonye na wonya ade ontimi njelu obi a otimi nya ese bia o chechi amamfo mi busa se so yeyi kwan na nka wo dan a wo se kwan ne tere se enye ebra wa hya ase cheche ebia obi hu nipa anasa manyakuo bi hu nipa etika manyofo nka be hu se papa no e wo se anasa na se bedwafo ni die mu ka mbe frɛ no kana ka mo frɛ no ye ria no chi ya nua ayi o de say esamtroni do ya good evening Ghana pola do mo chiri emra se bedwafo satan na mo wo mo ankasa na ba ne san ana fe de okwache eya opani ba ko a sabe ebinum susu sɛ abaya otisu yi oka ho bi eno de masori yemfa nam no yi nsɛm ano oba be yi nsɛm ano ade aye de wom sɛ mo pɛ ene obi a obetumi aye account to parliament pɛ because or independent body na sɛ OSP wo hwemu a Ghana kra ye fa free USO sɛ okai ebre bi a US special prosecutor o ma appoint 1875 whiskey ring scandal no ana e ma yesu aye na UK fo afa bi Canada fo obi a so afa bi a o so ye papa no mesra munya no anya na adwuma sɛ mo susu sɛ adwuma no o ye no mani nya ho a mo de mo nya no bɔkɔ mo man kwatena nkyɛn na mom papa de mbem su sɛ adwuma no ne ya no ye no amanyofo ne twintwa na kwam
General, I share the same with Kwame. Okay. I think said those calling for the head of OSP no and then scrapping of the office entirely no misguided remarks. Okay. Too early. Okay. Premature. Okay. This is because General, like you know, no, you will be a friend KPI, key performance indicators, and your boss no. Papa Najuma Ben ya share inside. He used to prosecute a criminal offenders near there. But at the end of the day, Kwame Abobo be so. Oh yeah, Juma ni bi. Juma de share inside. Oh yeah, be any mukra no. Kessben broad ma washasi ya wodi about 37 ya was 7 convictions awaye ye nyina ye nim what you say but as ye ka asem ne ye bugu ne so dodo meanwhile ye neglect asem dey very important then na odim say OSP the office no office budgetary constraint. Yes, I have the records here. 2013 sika na esi adema no ye 3,791,214. What is sika koye? Sika esi koye 154,261. Sika bi akọ since 2018 bia no under budgeted. Ne sanka ni nyina. Even 2024 sika na esi koye esi 149 million and 69 no 669 no ne saka 142,670.
Ya kana wo
obesina ya adwuma no
ya kana wo
eti wo munya ne mane nya adwuma no.
All right, okay. Matthias here. Also, good morning. I'm enjoying this show. This reminds me of when I was with my grandfather in the 1920s. My grandfather was a palm wine tapper. I'm even surprised. Say, Oka 1920, the name say, Kessben.
Grandfather Kessben Wakana.
JK Enterprises, I mean, can show say, or JK Industries and Investments say, more fuck to Kwanso, more day a year, Nataraj pens and pencils, and be eba a year, Krunima Betono, make importers, distributors, and retailers, and how much more, me patrocian on my mayor, who here to hear some winter and Medea, the Mediano, now the Oyano, and yet Ugu Ubia Juma. Na o say obi so adwuma pa oye eno ntino Nataraj pencils pens and after mat set ye ton papa no 621 ya choro original no fine ball point pens no me pa cho wa ukwa demand for eno most of my started be bemu no ye tumufo ebo mo kokko sese de mo ye no man hwe ye na ban sa kamo a ebe ha mo ye pa nti wa ofifia we be shop we be store na wo ton counterfeit product no eyofe pass away yesterday we me pacho wow and into no wow papa ni biato na wo pesa wo ton bi na ye genuine no na amanfo ba mo nya papa ni biato pa no me can Nataraj product no pens no pencils na matsets ne dia me pacho free 053 102 6081 053 102 6081 and our face 050 322 0308 050 0308 na one JK Industries and Investment Limited for ND and Komo omo North Industrial Area omo ben Christ Embassy Church no ehonoma na omo ewo so and America Church bay port say ne fixed deposit no gusua nkasa and into no 5,000 Ghana cedis now the bromo afe ba ko a ubenya 1,000 Ghana cedis as interest so and on the 20,000 Ghana cedis Ebreno Bosumi NCA on sa ebeka 1,820 Ghana cedis as interest and I face no 100,000 Ghana cedis now the bromo afe ba ko a ubenya 20,000 Ghana cedis as interest umpewe na opedian fre ora boni on any manager no on 0245 153 283 0245 153 283 and now says 020 4125878 020 4125878 now on a bay port for ND and Komo and share the echo and the ebenina efa usika hon. It is 44 minutes past the hour of 9 a.m. And a happy birthday to you, Matilda Natoshilai. Happy birthday to you. This one is coming from a citizen Ato Dazi. Matilda Natoshilai. Happy birthday to you. Citizens of all Ato Dazi. The citizen of all Ato Dazi. SMN Kanjo say happy birthday to you, Matilda Natoshilai. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to you. Ibi, UK Manchester. Ibi, happy birthday to you. Abi, Abi 1Z. UK Manchester. Happy birthday to you. We if you Dojan Honom. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to you, Adama Fuseni of Insuta Beposo. Happy birthday to you, Adama Fuseni of Insuta Beposo. And then a happy birthday to you, Mustafa Rufai. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to little one, Mustafa Rufai. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to you, Kwabena Entry, Wesiako of Sika FM. Ewo Kumase. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to you, Stephen A. Champon, Nana Kwesi. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to you, Rocklin Boache. Happy birthday to you, Rocklin. Radin Shrapa. 9:46 is the time. We're here at the studios of 92.9 Kessben